Hello everyone, what's up? Welcome back to another video. We are back, and today we are going to be doing a Club World Cup predictions video. So it will be quite interesting, I think, actually, to go through all these groups, go through the tournament and find the winner. Because obviously it's like, it's football and we haven't got much football in the summer, so I'm really excited to have a look at this today. So yeah, 32 teams all from around the world, so it's just like the now old World Cup format, 32 teams and everything, for 8 groups of 4, so it's, just gonna be, we'll go through the groups and the knockout stages. So it'll be a fun video. If you're excited for today's video, make sure you like, subscribe, ring the notification bell so you never miss an upload. And now let's get into it. Okay, so let's start off with Group A, which is a pretty interesting group. It consists of the Egyptian champions Al Ahly, Inter Miami, so Messi's team, obviously. It is being held in the USA. Brazilian side Palmeiras, and Porto of Portugal. So I think they've tried to mix up the confederations as much as possible, like how they do it in the normal World Cup. So you've got a team from Africa, a team from North America, a team from South America, and a team from Europe there. And this is a pretty interesting group because lots of these do have like what I'd call a powerhouse in them who looks like they're going to run away with the group. Some even have like a couple who you could consider as that. This one, like, there are stronger teams than others in here, but there's no like real standout, I'd say. So most people probably put Porto top. I'm not going to put them top. I'm going to put Inter Miami to go through as top. Like, Porto only finished third in the Portuguese league this year. So I will put them second to go through. I'm going to go with Palmeiras third, Al Ahly fourth. So if you haven't noticed or don't know, the top 2 qualify from each group to the knockout rounds. So Group B is Atletico Madrid, Botafogo, PSG, and Seattle Sounders. So Atletico got 2 from Europe here, Atleti and PSG, newly crowned champions of the Champions League, Botafogo of Brazil, and then Seattle Sounders of America. So I think you've got to say PSG is one of the favourites for the tournament. I definitely think they'll top the group, and I do think Atletico Madrid will join them. I think that seems like the logical answer. And then, again, it doesn't really matter between third and fourth, but I'll say, no, Seattle Sounders third, Botafogo fourth. Okay, Group C, Auckland City of New Zealand, of course, Bayern Munich, Benfica, and Boca Juniors of Argentina. So, we've got some interesting sides there. Again, 2 European teams. And I do think Bayern will top the group. And as much as I would like to be a bit out there and say Boca Juniors get through to the knockout stages, you do still have to be a bit, realistic and say Benfica, even though they didn't win their league this year or anything, will qualify as second. And then Boca Juniors third, Auckland City fourth. So there we go. Then Group D, we've got Chelsea, ES Tunis, Flamengo, and Lyon. So Chelsea are from London, England. ES Tunis are from Tunisia. And then you've got Flamengo of Brazil, and then Club Lyon of Mexico. Sorry. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna say Chelsea top the group. Yeah, I think that seems pretty like clear. I'd say, not to write anyone off, but they are the favourites. Second, I'll say Flamengo. I think they're the second strongest team in there. Third, Leon again, Club Leon from Mexico. So I think they might make a case for themselves. Then ES Tunis fourth. Definitely know the least amount about them out of these four teams. So yeah, sadly I'll have to put them bottom. Okay, I messed about that clip a bit. It took too long. Group E, Inter Milan just came off a bit of a humiliation in the Champions League final. Monterrey of Mexico, River Plate of Argentina, and then you've got Urawa Red Diamonds of Japan. So again, you've got a clear favourite there, as I would describe maybe a powerhouse of Inter Milan. And despite they'll be coming off of a very harsh defeat, I'm gonna say they top the group. You know, they're just quite far ahead, I'd say, out of the other three teams in this group. Then second, I think, is close mainly between River Plate and Monterrey, but don't write off Urawa Red Diamonds. I definitely think they could give it a go. However, I'm going to say River Plate get that second spot. Probably the team I know more about rather than Monterrey. Monterrey I'll put third, but I definitely think they'll fight a lot for it. Then fourth, Urawa Red Diamonds. Sorry, but I'm not writing them off completely if they get in. I won't be shocked or anything. Group F, we have Borussia Dortmund, Fluminense of Brazil, Mamelodi Sundowns of South Africa, and then Ulsan of South Korea. So I definitely think, again, Dortmund, clear favourites, still top the group. I don't want to, just be controversial for, a bit of, I like to make my, predictions not completely obvious, generic, but I'm gonna say something which I think, if it does seem so likely. Second, it could be any of those three teams, and I'm actually going to go with Ulsan Hyundai of South Korea. I think they could like to see them get into the knockouts, because we're getting lots of just European, South American teams, so I'm going to say they get in. Third, Fluminense of Brazil, and then I'll say Mamelodi Sundowns third, Fluminense fourth. But yeah, it doesn't matter between third and fourth in the grand scheme of things. Okay, Group G is an interesting one again. You've got Al Ain from UAE, Juventus from Italy, Manchester City from England. Then fourth team, you've got Wydad from Morocco. So, and I believe Wydad were trying to sign Ronaldo, just so he could be in the Club World Cup. It's not really gone through. I think they've now closed that little summer transfer window, the first part of it, which they had for the Club World Cup. So all the transfers will be stopped now. They just brought a few in, so some players who just signed could be included in the World Cup, Club World Cup. You've got a few there, so it'll be interesting to see. But onto this group, and I do think Man City will top it, despite, for only their standards, a disappointing season. They got to a cup final, they got Champions League third place, obviously disappointing, but I'm sure they'll come back stronger. Second, Juventus. Yeah, I think they're a bit ahead of the other two. Third, I'll say Wydad from Morocco. Then fourth, Al Ain from UAE. And then finally, oh, this is a really good one. Group H, you've got Al Hilal, because obviously you've got lots of well-known players on their team. Pachuca, Real Madrid, and RB Salzburg. So, two European teams. You've got Mexicans, Pachuca, and then Al Hilal from the Saudi League. And I will say Real Madrid topped this group. I definitely think wasn't as outstanding season as people thought they would with Mbappe and everything, but I definitely think they'll top this group. I'm actually gonna say Al Hilal finished second, and I just think that they have got a very good, obvious, experienced squad. Mitrovic, Cancelo, Ruben Neves, Koulibaly, Milinkovic, Savic. I definitely think you've got to see them as a potential to do well in this competition. Then they go through. RB Salzburg third. Yeah, I'm just gonna say they just about miss out. Then fourth, Pachuca. But again, a very interesting one where anything could happen. Okay, round of 16. So let's quickly go through this. I'm going to say Inter Miami 0, Atletico 3, Bayern Munich 3, Flamengo 1, Inter Milan 2, also 0. Yeah, so, because here you are going to get some more interesting matches coming up. Man City 1, Al Hilal 1, I'm said. And now I'm actually going to say Al Hilal beat Man City 4-3 on penalties. I just want to see an underdog like this go far, and I see a potential underdog in Al Hilal. PSG 4, Porto 1, again pretty easy. Chelsea 2, Benfica 1, Dortmund 1, River Plate 0, and that's actually a decent game. I'm gonna say Real Madrid 3, Juventus 0. Okay, now on to the quarterfinals. And I've got some really good games. And I'm going to say Atletico Madrid 1, Bayern Munich 2. So I do think Bayern Munich's going to do pretty well in this tournament. Inter 1, Al Hilal 1. So Al Hilal gets another penalty shootout. They're doing well in this. I am going to say, despite Inter Milan will be low on morale and everything after what happened at the final in Munich, I will say 5-4 to Inter on penalties. PSG 2, Chelsea 0, because PSG just are a really great force in world football at the moment, and they're just such an enjoyable team to watch, so it's good to see them doing well. Then Dortmund 1, Real Madrid 3, so Real Madrid really kicking in this tournament. It's nice short amount of time, matches, so I think they'll do well. And then we go to semi-finals, but I'm going to say Bayern Munich beat Inter 2-0 to get to the final. Then PSG v Real Madrid, I think, will be an absolute thriller. I'm going to say 2-2 and 4-3 to Real Madrid on penalties. So even though I would say PSG, you have to say, are the probably best team in this, I'm actually going to say Real Madrid get to the final. And this could really influence the Ballon d'Or because it's a big tournament on the world stage. Lots of people will be looking at it. I really think this could be a big part of who wins the Ballon d'Or. I think PSG win it. I think Dembele's got it in the bag. Annoying for Rafinha and Yamal because they're not in it. Same with Salah, Liverpool aren't in it. But yeah, and then the final, no third place playoff in this, which would be actually quite fun to see a repeat of that Champions League final. But that could be the final. But my final, Bayern Munich versus Real Madrid. I'm going 1-0 to Real Madrid. So not the greatest of finals, which, sometimes that's what happens with finals in these types of tournaments or Champions Leagues. Sometimes they just aren't the best match, but it's about the whole tournament. Now I'm going to say Real Madrid win the whole thing. So there you go. And that's my predictions. So I really enjoyed that video. I thought pretty interesting. And I'm excited to see this. You're going to have quite a few different teams which we aren't normally used to seeing, like all the teams from South America, the Asian teams, or like North American teams from like the MLS and Liga MX will be good to watch. So I'm really excited for it. I'll try and do more videos on it, maybe weekly, maybe like one after the group stage, one after the tournament. I'll think about how I'm going to do that, because obviously soon I will have to start looking at making all the start of season content, my predictions for all the leagues. I like looking at the kits, all of that stuff. So we'll see what I can conjure up for the rest of this tournament, but I hope you guys like my predictions. Please let me know your ones. And one thing left to say. Bye and peace.